Hello out there, fellow vaporers. This is Paul Zona coming to you again from Hereford, Pennsylvania. Snowy Hereford, Pennsylvania. Man, did it snow this week. It snowed 2.5 times this week. We got a total of about 13.5 to 14 inches outside now, total. And it's supposed to get snow again tomorrow on Saturday. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today was different kinds of eGo tanks and how they fit different kinds of, some of the things that are bad about some of them and some of the things that are good about some of these things. I went and I bought a box of things called the T2 tank. This is what they look like. This is the T2, right? This is the T2 tank, right? It's got the top coil. It's got 2 wicks on each side, and you can actually interchange the coils if they go bad, or if after a while they start tasting bad after you wash them a couple of times. And they're also, you can take them out and actually wash them and put them back in again. They're reusable. But the bad thing about the particular T2 is the bad design flaw that they made on the holes. I noticed when I first bought the T2s, they looked pretty nice. I liked them. Then I put one on I put one on my VAMO V5. I have one on there now. I'll show you what it looks like. This isn't the VAMO V5, and I got my T2 on there now, right? And I just wanted to show you the bad design flaw that they have on the T2s. And if any of you guys out there have any of these T2s, you can fix it this way, and they work great. For one thing, the hole. There are 2 small holes right down there at the bottom. There are 2 small holes, one on each side. So, whenever you put these on, you're going to get a very tight draw, because the holes do not go above the eGo threads inside. They go about between the top part of the threads and the middle part of the threads. I don't care what kind of an eGo device you have, it's going to do the same thing. I tried 3 different kinds. So what I did is you can actually hold this up. You can actually put it flat on the bottom. You can actually put it flat on the bottom of your device, like so. And when you line the hole up along with the threads, you're going to notice that the holes are like a little bit down into where the threads would be. So that's why you're getting that tight air draw. So what I did, I took a 5/64 of an inch drill bit, and I used my Dremel. I wanted to use very tiny holes on this thing, but I didn't have the adapter for my Dremel, so I had to use 5/64 of an inch drill bit, and it worked pretty good. Instead of drilling a hole on each side, I just took out one of the holes and I drilled the hole right through the other hole, and it made it twice as large. So when you put this thing on here, here's what it looks like. That's the hole right there. That's the hole that I drilled right there. One side has a large hole, the other side's got the small hole. So when you put this onto the device, the VAMO, the eGo connector, or whatever kind of thing that uses eGo connectors, you're going to notice that the little hole's still blocked up, but now you got another hole that's twice the size, and it goes above the thread lines. So I have one here. I actually have one here that I filled up with Parliament flavored. It's pretty neat, and it really vapes nice. I'll show you. Oh, I forgot to set it on. I forgot to turn the darn thing. I put a battery in here. My fault. I set it at voltage, display battery, and on. Okay, now I'm going to show you how this thing vapes. It really vapes nice. Let's see what my ohms are. The ohms are running at 2.5 on the T2 on my T2s anyway. So I set the voltage at 2.5, I set my voltage at about 4.3. I always keep it 2 marks below when I add it together. Here we go. It really vapes nice. You get the correct amount of airflow with that larger hole, and it doesn't drip through and it doesn't leak through, and it works the same as having two holes, except now you got one big hole, and it works nice. Yeah, that's it. I do like the T2s. I bought these on sale in a box. You get 5 T2s, and I drilled all of them. I just got finished drilling them about half an hour ago. I drilled all the same thing on each one. I tested each one, on the VAMO without turning it on, and they all have a nice airflow now, right? Anyway, I bought this particular box of T2s from one of the websites. I forgot which website it is. I don't have the receipts for them anymore. And they only charged me $3.98 for 5. That's a pretty good price. They were on sale. I don't know if it's because of the design flaw or what, but they had them on sale for $3.98. Anyway, that's the T2. I don't know what company makes them. They're just called T2s. Now, when you have a T2, you're going to have a bare, even with the cap on here, you're going to have a bare open tank. Now, what I do at home here, I'll leave it just the way it is, like this. I'll leave it like that. I'll put the cap back on, right? But when I go out, here's what I do when I go out. When I go out, I make it into what they call a stealth mode VAMO, small VAMO, the mini VAMO. So what I do, I take off the bottom cap, take out the big battery, take off the bottom piece, and I move the bottom piece from the bottom to the top, like so. And then I put the cap back on top of that. And that gives you some sort of protection from your pocket or anything that might bump into your. That's a very thin plastic tank, and they can crack very easily and break very easily. And they're only pushed on the bottom piece, and they can loosen up in the bottom piece. So what I do is I use this as a protector when I go out and put it in my pocket and so on. Then I take the small battery, put the small battery in here. And another thing is, when it moves the buttons from the top down to the middle. That's neat. Anyway, I turn it on, set it up, voltage, display battery, and LCD on. Okay, I keep it on because every time you push the button, you'll know how much battery power you got left. So anyway, there you got it, and here's how it vapes. And you still get that airflow because the air goes in through this hollow part on the top of the cap. And the air goes down the tank, down the inside here, and it goes into that big hole and up into your cartomizer, the T2. And it works pretty darn good. It works really nice. I tried using the T2 on an old VAMO V2, the first one they made, and it will not fit in the hole. They're too big for the hole. I don't know how they designed them or what. I think that's why they made the V4 with a bigger hole, so it'll take some of the eGo connected tanks, but it will not fit the V2. It's too big. But it works good on here. It works great. Let's see what the ohms are. 2.5, yeah. .3 volts. Makes a really warm vapor. Really nice. Anyway, that's the T2. I don't know what company makes it, but I know it's called the T2. 5 in a box, $3.98. I don't know what size. That was about 4 months ago I bought that. Anyway, that's what you can use that for. Now here's another thing I got. I got a hold of a. Here's some other tanks I bought. Okay, these all fit the. These will fit the VAMO V2. I tried them out. This is a bottom coiled cartomizer. These things here, they come in smoke and they come in clear, right? And they only cost you $1.68. Some places $1.88, right? They're really nice to have. They hold a lot of liquid. They're clear. There's no lines on them. They're really neat, and they're cheaper. They're less than $1.75 a piece at most places, right? They're really nice, and you can actually replace the coil on the bottom when it starts getting bad tasting or something like this. Take the coil out. What I do is I have a little container about something like this, an old medicine bottle, and I take all my coils that I take off of there and I drop them in there. And then after a week, I'll put them in hot water about 4 or 5 times, and I'll wash them, and they come out perfectly nice. You can and let them dry, then you reuse them again. You can do that about 6 or 7 times actually. Anyway, that's one of them. Then I got another one here. It's called the D-Box. It's a bottom coiled cartomizer tank, and it's called a D-Box. These were about these were about $2.25 a piece. These are metal. They have metal casings around the outside. One comes stainless steel. One comes with a black, like a smooth, not shiny, but like a velvet feel, and it's really nice. The good thing about these particular tanks, you can actually take these tips out and change them. These are not the original tips that came with. I think these are the original tips that came with it. And not this one, but this one is. I can actually put different drip tips in there. You can pop them out and put your own drip tip in there if you want to. They hold a lot of liquid. The inside tank is made of plastic. Both of them are made of plastic on the inside. These are stainless steel on the outside. This is black coated stainless steel here. And they all have interchangeable bottom coils. You can actually do the same thing like I showed you on those cartomizers, right? You can actually do the same thing on these, okay? That's another one you can use, and these all fit the V2. If you have the V2, V3, V4, or V5, they all fit, and they even fit on the eGo connector nicely. Here's another one I got. This is called the CE4. This is the CE4. It has a built-in LED light. This is the CE4, and it's got a built-in LED light. Now these are not bottom coiled tanks. The CE4 is not a bottom coiled tank, and they do not have interchangeable wicks. There's no way to change the wicks because they're deep down inside. I'll show you what I mean. The long piece of plastic on the drip tip, and the coil is deep down inside there. See? And there's no way for you to take it out because it's not screwed in, it's pushed into the bottom piece. They actually push these onto the bottom piece right in through here, then they put the plastic on. That's how they make those things. Anyway, they're not exchangeable wicks. You can't change them. You can use them, you can clean them out. You can clean them out maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 times before they start really tasting nasty. And when they do, you have to just chuck them. That's the bad thing about these, because they have that LED. When you push the button, there's an LED light right about there. And when you push the button, it lights up. This one lights up green. It actually lights up a light green color. It's really neat. I use it around Christmas time. I have different colored ones I use for holidays. That's another one. Here's something I did you might be interested in. If you have some of those XL stainless steel cartomizers that they used to sell a lot of, I don't know if they still sell them anymore. I mean, they still sell them, but not too much because of the BCCs. But I took a stainless steel cartomizer, and I had, why not try and look good, when you want to go out or something like this, or even at home. So what I did, I had 2 of these things. These are dual coiled tanks, right? I had about 4 of these things, and 2 of them broke. The tanks cracked on them because of the fluids that I made. If you make your own liquid, you have to watch how you make it and what you make it with, because the tanks will actually start creating the microscopic cracks in it. Then it's going to break. Either it's going to break or crack. So what I did is I had these 4 caps. I had 4 caps, 2 bottoms and 2 tops, and I took off the black metal ring that goes around the cap on the top one and the bottom one, and I got rid of the plastic. And here's what I did. I kept the middle rings in the middle so it could grab a hold of the cartomizer, which it normally would. And here's what I come up with. I use them for changing designs on the... you can actually change the designs. You can add 2, or you can put 4 on there and makes it look like electronic, or make nice design, whatever you want. You can put them upside down, change your design and everything. And here's what it looks like with my black and white drip tip. Here's what it looks like. Looks almost like a tank, because when you put it into the VAMO or any kind of device that you have, that's what it's going to look like, just like that. It looks neat. And it works. It works nice. Anyway, that's some of the things you can do with the tanks, and I just wanted to mention about the T2. That's what this video is really for, the T2. And I just wanted to mention those tanks and what you can do with them. So that's it. This is Paul Zona, coming to you from Hereford, snowy Hereford, Pennsylvania. And we're supposed to get another 6 inches tomorrow. Oh, brother. I don't even know my car. My car is right there in the driveway, and it's all covered with snow. I can't get it out. Anyway, this is Paul Zona coming to you from Hereford, Pennsylvania. Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2014. You all have out there, you all have a lot of love for each other. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching this video. And give any comments. Okay? Bye-bye.